What is going on, guys? Welcome to the premiere of the Newport City Nightmare podcast. My name is Newport City Nightmare, Mr. Joe Fizarra, and this is the first. I've tried doing podcasts before, but it's just been like, we can't carry on with this. This is going to be the way we're going to do it. We are going to be reviewing wrestling for the week. So this is the Saturday edition. What I was going to do originally was going to wait till Monday, and then we was going to, put this up and go from there. But I'm just going to do, basically, I'm going to review Dynamite and Raw for this week. We'll do a bit more things on that. And also, we are going to be back on Monday. So, normally we do Monday every week, but because it's a pay-per-view week this week, we're going to be doing Raw and Dynamite. We're going to do a bit of on this day in wrestling as well, which is a bit of something I want to do as well. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to be back Monday and we'll review SmackDown, Rampage. SmackDown. We won't do Rampage, but we might do Rampage. I don't know. We'll see. So it'll be SmackDown, Rampage, Collision, and of course Money in the Bank on Monday. So, if you guys can help us out, give us some. Of course, this is on YouTube as well. If you want to go over to, the YouTube, come here on Spotify or YouTube, whichever you want to watch this podcast. Of course, you can give us a like, give us a comment and stuff like that. Of course, follow us on the old Spotify as well. Of course, you did see the first episode I done, which was just a 3-minute video just to tell you what I was doing today. So let's go and start with this day in wrestling, July the 1st. And we're going to go to 1991, where Ric Flair was stripped of his WCW championship, depending on who is telling the story. Anyway, Ric Flair either was quit or fired, of course, by the WCW executive president, Jim Herd. He then went straight to the WWF, and of course, he was come on screen with Bobby Heenan, of course. Ended up going on WWF TV with the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. So what a night that was. Back in 1991, of course, a year later, Ric Flair would go on to win a couple of months later, would go on to win the Royal Rumble and become the WWF champion, of course. And then we go to 1995. It was ECW Hardcore Heaven from the ECW Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And he was the match card for that night. It was Snot Dudley. Didn't know it was a Snot Dudley, and Dudley defeated the Pitbulls. I don't think that was for the tag titles. It didn't say it was anyway. We also had Dino Sendoff and Don E. Allen, great name, fought Chad Austin and Broad Street Bully to no contest. Heck Myers defeated Big Mally. Some of these guys I haven't got a clue of because I have watched some ECW, not all of it. Raven and Stevie Richards defeated Tommy Dreamer and Luna Vachon to retain the ECW World Tag Team titles. In a Taipei death match, we had Axel Rotten beating his brother Ian, which I have seen that, and it's really good. I think he had the head thing on. Sandman retained the ECW World Heavyweight Championship against Cactus Jack. Oh yeah, Cactus, a couple of months later, he'd be on WWF TV as well. And in the main event, it was a Public Enemy defeating the Gangsters. Of course, New Jack and Mustafa. In 1998, we had the OVW table in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Cousin Otter and Jebeloi Blackhawk defeated Dave the Rave and Juan Atado by forfeit to win the OVW Southern Tag Team titles due to Dave the Rave not showing up for the match, which is fun. Also, bet Jim Connect to tell us a thing or two about that. 1999, WWF announced on their website that they have signed Chris Jericho to a multi-year deal, and he will go on to make his debut the next month by interrupting a promo by The Rock. Wow. God, all them years ago. Jericho. Of course, just seen him on AEW Dynamite in a completely different persona than he was then. In the year 2000, we had IWA MS Heroes. Ian Rotten was in a Four Corners match against Rolling Hard. 2001. WXW. Of course, that's in Germany, of course. 2002. we go to. Monday Night Raw was held in Manchester, New Hampshire. As you saw, The Undertaker retained the WWF Championship in a ladder match against Jeff Hardy. What a night that was. Great show. And 10 years later, it would be the Raw One Facing show. Of course, when The Rock turned up and had a bit of a confrontation with CM Punk that night. 2003. We had a taping in WWE SmackDown in Rochester, New York. The world's greatest tag team defeated Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri to become I think they would have been the first WWE tag team champions on SmackDown. There is something here about DDT, but I don't follow them. I'm getting this from TJR Wrestling. We had the AJPW New Japan Pro Wrestling 40th anniversary back in 2012, of course, in Ryogoku. You got any more WWE stuff? I think that is it. Definitely think that's it. So, that's our first trip through memory lane. We should call it that, trip through memory lane. Oh, there is more, sorry. And in 2020, night one of the NXT Great American Bash was held in Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida, of course. I think it was a main event that night. Oh, yeah, Io defeated Sasha Banks. Remember, they put Sasha Banks on the thing. And then, of course, night two was the winner take all, which was a week late, though, which actually aired on July the 8th, but it was actually taped in this night, where Keith Lee won both the NXT and NXT North American titles. Night one of AEW Fighter Fest was in 2020, headlined by Kenny Omega and Adam Page, defending the titles against best friends. Of course, Cody Rhodes defended the title, his TNT title against Jake Hager. And just for a fun, no wrestling birthdays, Chessman in 1975 and Casey Spinelli in 1985. So that is your first one. Your first, this first episode, I think, is going to be about 20, 30 minutes, but I am going to, obviously the Monday show is going to be a lot longer. But we're trying to keep the 30 minutes to an hour, these podcasts. And I'm going to say a few things. It's not all going to be wrestling, but a lot of it's going to be wrestling. Here's a new Wednesday night podcast. I do them more now. Of course, Fight Forever has come out now. Come out Thursday, 2 days ago. So I'm going to be playing it at some point. Like I said, I will let you guys know when I do. But we'll go back and have a look at that. So let's get on to the reviews. Actually, before I say, today's food so far was kettle chips. The old sea salt crushed black pepper potato chips, which I had just before I started recording the podcast. So here we go. We got on to Raw. So Raw from the 26th of June 2023 opened with Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley in the ring. And he was slagging off Cody and the fans and stuff like that. Cody comes out and says, "I'll face anyone tonight." And then he was pitched off. He was saying Dom run off and everything. And it will be Dom and Cody Rhodes Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes in the main event. And a couple of packages and stuff like that, which you don't really speak to. Nakamura in a triple threat match with Ricochet and Bronson Reed. Ricochet coming out on top of you with the shooting star press. Good little match. Looking forward to Money in the Bank Saturday. I am going live on YouTube for it on Saturday night. I won't be doing SmackDown though. So obviously SmackDown I'll be doing on the podcast. But like I said, I can't go live for Money in the Bank, but I will have thoughts on the podcast on Monday. Ronda beats Raquel in about 4 minutes. It was a nothing match. Of course, Raquel now wants a belt back. That's not a great way to set it up. Ronda had a promo in the back. Oh yeah, Ronda won with the armbar, I think, if I remember rightly. I did watch Raw. I watched Raw last night, Thursday night, because I thought, right, if I'm going to do this podcast, I need to get up to date with what's going on. So Ron's had a promo in the back. Ron's had a promo, and Camilo Hayes, who was facing Finn Balor on this show, was there. Rollins saying that he's the best he's ever been and can't wait to take on Finn. Finn comes out and attacks him. Hayes was in the crowd and he come and helped Rollins, and we went to a break. After the break, we had Tommaso Ciampa cutting a promo saying he's back and he's going to take out The Miz. So he comes out for the match with The Miz. We thought we was going to get another match with The Miz, and Miz attacks Ciampa, hits him with the skull-crushing finale. So imagine we'll get another match between these two down the road before they inevitably put Ciampa and Gargano back together when Gargano is fit and ready. Then Dom had his match that was scheduled. It was about 2.5 minute match with Tozawa. Dom with a quick win after the frog splash. It was a promo package. It was a promo thing next backstage, and it was Sammy and Kev against talking to Imperium, and they just screaming and Kev screaming and everything. Coming up, Sammy versus Gunther. We had then Trish and Zoe come to the ring, then followed by Becky Lynch, followed by everyone else in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I was like, oh, here we go again. They all fight. Becky went up to the top of the ladder. I'm going to win Money in the Bank. It's like, yeah, we know, which means she's not going to win it. Coming away, then had a promo talking about Finn Balor, saying that they were analogy is to be in the same breath as one Seth freaking Rollins, which is always nice. So yeah, and then we get on to Gunther and Ludwig come to the ring, ready for his match with Sami Zayn. What a classic! Really good match. This Owens is on commentary. Gunther gets the win with the. I think he hit the splash. No, I think it was the powerbomb. Powerbomb, yeah. Was it the powerbomb? Yeah, hits it with a powerbomb. Sorry, just looking at my notes. Good match, good back and forth. You know, Sammy and Gunther are great, and Sammy done a couple of dives in this match as well. Very close near fall with the Blue Thunder Bomb as well. Owens going nuts on commentary. Yeah, cracking match, and of course Sammy and Kev now on SmackDown. On SmackDown, of course, this has been recorded, so being recorded on Friday. So yet SmackDown hasn't happened, but obviously you'll see this on Saturday morning. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put these up around about 6 o'clock in the evening. So that's where it's going at the moment. So we then had Melo versus Finn. It's about a 10-minute match. Good little match. Finn wins with the double to the grass. Melo looked good, yeah. I think we should just put the guy up to the main roster already. You know, he's that good. I love Carmelo Hayes. He's a really good wrestler, and yeah, I think it's going to be good for him to get onto the main roster as soon as he loses that belt. Who he loses it to is another question, because I'm not covering NXT on these podcasts. I'm going to cover WWE and AEW. Obviously, if it's a big ROH show, I'll do that. A big NXT show, I'll do that. But and if you guys want to see that, but obviously, we'll see. But yeah, and then we are to our main event. It was Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. About a 12-minute match here. Cody wins with Cody Cutter and 2 Crossroads for the win. Raw overall was a decent show. You know, nothing too spectacular. I wouldn't say it was a bad show. It was just flat. It's a 5 out of 10. It's an average 4, 5 out of 10 show. But it was all right. Looking forward to Money in the Bank tomorrow. Tonight as we're recording. As this is going up, of course, I'm recording this on Friday. So yeah, Raw was all right, but you know, it is what it is. So we go on to Dynamite. Because on the podcast on Monday, I will be giving you because sometimes I will do a Saturday and we'll do a Monday show. It will be both some weeks, but obviously if it's just a normal boring week, we'll just do Monday and Monday. So we got off Dynamite on 28th of June 2023, this past Wednesday night. We have Jon Moxley versus Tomohiro Ishii, about an 18-minute match here. I enjoyed it. It's hard hitting. It's the new old Japan style. No selling. Beat the crap out of each other. Moxley bled as usual. Yeah, it was about 17, 18-minute match. Really good. Moxley wins with the elevated DDT, the old Death Rider, for the win. Kingston and Claudio were on the outside. I think Yuta was there as well, but who cares about Yuta? It's a good wrestler, but he's just boring. So that's something's happening there, definitely, with Kingston and Claudio. Maybe they go run the ROH title back, because I know they did fight over that. Promo Adam Cole and MJF in the back, and apparently they're their friends because they're in this stupid tournament, this blind tag team tournament. It never makes any sense when they do it. they're going to do it. Kingston and Mox getting into it as well. Renee's going mad. Well, shows her up. We then had a 6-man tag team match. Yes, a 6-man tag team match, not trios. We had members of the JAS against Vikingo, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy. Typical trios match from AEW. I hate these. They do my head in. It's just so much crap going on all the time. It's just chaos. It's like, not chaos doesn't make great wrestling. I'm not against AEW. I really like AEW, but Keith Lee wins with the BBC. I think he still calls it that. I don't know. The Big Bang Catastrophe. League promo will set up a match with the Dark Order later on in a bit, I think. And Jericho says Sting's going to get it and all this. I'm going through these quick because, like I said, this is just the start of the podcast. Obviously, Monday is going to be a much longer show, so sure you join me for that. We then have the Elite versus the Dark Order. Yet again, another 6-man tag. It's like I understand in New Japan because it's part of their lineage. But a win for the Elite with a buckshot lariat by Hangman Page. Went about 10 minutes. It's a decent match. I'm not a massive fan of the Dark Order. They shouldn't be on these shows because they're not that good, are they? So the BCC then attack the Elite, and John Moxley gets on the mic, says we've took ourselves to the limit and all this pedanka. So it's going to be the Elite versus the BCC, Blood and Guts, July 19th from Boston. Now, Bryan Danielson injured himself in a match with Okada at Forbidden Door, so he's not going to be in it. So are we having 5-on-5s, or is it going to be Hangman, the Bucks, Kenny, and I don't know, maybe Kota Ibushi bring him over against the BCC, which will be 3 of them. Unless you just have Kingston there. Yeah, unless it's just Kingston. And that's a 5-on-5, and let's do 6-on. You should do 6-on-6, I suppose. And then you've got the 3 members of the Blackpool Combat Club. We've got Takeshita and somebody else. That's all I can think. Unless you do 4-on-4, which makes sense, I suppose. We then have a package for Joe and Strong, Roddy Strong, on Collision, which I'm looking forward to on Collision, because Collision is miles better than Dynamite. And there's only been 2 shows. And we have Jungle Boy, or should I say Jack Petty, Hollywood Jack Perry, comes out, explains his actions. It was a good promo for Jack Perry, but this is his first time doing a heel promo, and I think he can do better than this, I think. But you'll get there. I think he's going to be good as a heel. He needs this. He needs a good freshen up because it's been a terrible fucking thing, hasn't it? With Jack, he's been stale for a long time. Hook comes out, chases him away. Taz is going nuts on commentary. And then Jungle Boy gets in his car and literally dives in his car and gets out. Good little segment, but nothing too strenuous. We had Ruby Soho against some local talent from Hamilton, Ontario. Was supposed to be Britt Baker. Apparently, she had the same illness as Adam Cole, but apparently Adam Cole is fine and she's not. And that's going to happen next week. Ruby wins the No Future, I think, because I did miss the kind of the fucking... I looked away for about 2 minutes and it was over. All right, that's cool. So, yeah, whatever. She slags off Cole and Britt and said she can't wait to beat her next week. They're not beating her. Britt will win. And then we had our main event on Dynamite TV. And it was Sting. It's Sting and Darby Allin against Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. This, again, was about a 10-12 minute match and complete and utter chaos, as usual, in these tornado tag matches. Which, whatever, that's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. But, yeah, it's a bit shit. But Sting come off a ladder and into 2 tables and only went through 1 and apparently got injured. Why are you doing this to a 63-year-old man? Doesn't have to go through it. I know it's probably fucking Sting, to be honest, but Jericho does hit the Judas effect. So I think Sting fell out the ring. Sting comes back and hits the Scorpion Death Drop. Kicked out by Jericho. Why are you kicking out of his fucking finisher? It's ridiculous. No one kicks out the Scorpion Death Drop. Sing things. All right, no worries. Jericho goes for the Judas, misses. Scorpion Deathlock. Tap out, you bastard. So Jericho said, right, I'll tap out to his submission if I can kick out his other finisher. Thanks, Jericho. You asshole. And that was it. He went straight off the air because they trying to fill 50 fucking pounds of shit into a 5 pound bag. And that's the problem with Dynamite. I love AEW. It's been so good for the business. But, mate, enough. Slow it down a bit. But it was a good 7 out of 10. I enjoyed Dynamite, but it wasn't, one of their best. But that was Dynamite. And like I said, if you do have any questions for the podcast, as I said, this is only a quick one. But we will have a longer podcast this coming Monday. Because Monday, we're reviewing 4 shows. So this is going to be a long old one going through. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Definitely going to be fun. But, yeah, I can't wait for this Monday. It's going to be a great show, of course. Like I said, we are reviewing Dynamite. Dynamite's just coming in. SmackDown, Rampage, Collision, and Money in the Bank. And I will actually be live for Money in the Bank as well. If I might be, I don't know yet. But we are definitely going to be reviewing it on Monday night. No, I'll probably end up doing it Sunday. I'll be recording it probably Sunday morning, and you'll get it Monday. And if anything does break, if I got to do one of these quick podcasts, I will. But I'll do it for the first ever proper podcast, the first ever episode of the Newport City podcast. Like I said, if you want to give us a like everywhere you go, it's on YouTube, it's here on Spotify. If you want it elsewhere, we will put it elsewhere. But can't wait. Looking forward to maybe a new venture. I hope you can get behind me on this. And we'll go from there, won't we? So thanks for joining me on this first proper edition of the podcast. Like I said, will be a longer one on Monday night. Monday, 6 o'clock. This will be up 6 o'clock Saturday, so you would have heard it. Monday, make sure you join us for the Newport City United podcast. Till next time, guys, I will see you when I see you.